Emily Teaching English.
Listen and learn English with confidence.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Emily Teaching English, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Emily.
Hello, Emily. Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here with all of you for another delicious conversation.
Today, we are talking about something that brings people together all over the world.
Yes, we are talking about food and cooking, and specifically how to describe your meals, your cooking habits, and your favorite flavors in beautiful, natural English.
Oh, I love this topic. Food is one of the most universal conversation starters in the world.
Have you ever been asked, "Do you like cooking?" and only managed to say, "Yes, I like it."
Yes, and then the conversation dies because you don't know how to describe what you actually cook, what flavors you enjoy, or what your daily meal routine looks like.
Exactly, and that is such a missed opportunity because food is one of the richest, most colorful topics in any language.
Well, don't worry, because today we are going to fix that together.
By the end of this episode, you will have a full set of phrases to talk about food, describe recipes, share meal routines, and even compliment a chef in English.
And don't miss the full food and cooking practice at the end. It is going to feel like a real chat between two food lovers.
So, Emily, where should we start? What is the most basic food vocabulary every learner should know?
Let us start with the 3 daily meals. In English, we call them breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes, breakfast is the meal you eat in the morning, usually between 7 and 9. Lunch is the midday meal, usually between 12 and 2.
And dinner is the evening meal, which many families eat around 6 or 7 o'clock.
And we also have snacks, which are small things you eat between meals, like fruit, nuts, or chips.
That is a great start. Now, how do you describe what you eat for breakfast?
You can say, "I usually have toast with butter and jam for breakfast," or "I love starting my day with a bowl of oatmeal and fresh berries."
Fresh berries means fruits like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Very healthy.
Exactly. And you can say, "I'm not a big breakfast person. I usually just have a cup of coffee and a banana."
I'm not a big breakfast person. That is a very common phrase. It means you do not enjoy eating in the morning.
Exactly. Now, what about lunch? How do native speakers describe their lunch?
You can say, for lunch, I usually have a sandwich and a salad at my desk. Or, I love to go out for lunch with my coworkers on Fridays.
And you can say, "I try to pack a healthy lunch the night before to save money."
Packing lunch is a very common habit in English-speaking countries. Now, how do you describe dinner?
You can say, "I usually cook dinner for my family around 6 o'clock." Or, "We tend to have a big dinner on Sundays with lots of different dishes."
Tend to is a great phrase. It means something you usually do, but not always. For example, I tend to eat lighter meals during the week.
That is a beautiful phrase. Now let's talk about cooking habits. How do you describe how often you cook?
You can say, I cook almost every single day, or I usually cook on weekends and save leftovers for the week.
And you can say, "I only cook on special occasions because my schedule is so busy."
Special occasions are events like birthdays, holidays, or anniversaries.
Exactly. And you can say, "I am trying to cook more at home these days to eat healthier."
Trying to is a very common and humble phrase. It shows you are making an effort but not claiming to be perfect.
Exactly. Now, how do you describe your cooking skills?
You can say, I'm a pretty good cook. I love experimenting with new recipes.
Or you can say, "I am still a beginner, but I am learning new things every week in the kitchen."
And you can say, I'm not really a cook. My partner does most of the cooking at home.
That is super honest. Now, how do you describe flavors and tastes? This is where many learners feel limited.
Yes, you can use words like sweet, salty, sour, bitter, spicy, and savory. Savory means a rich, salty flavor, like in soups and roasted meats.
And you can say, I love spicy food, the hotter the better, or I prefer mild flavors because I cannot handle too much spice.
Those are great descriptions. You can also say, this dish has the perfect balance of sweet and sour.
Perfect balance is a beautiful phrase used by food lovers.
Exactly. Now, how do you describe textures?
You can say, I love crispy fried chicken, or I prefer creamy pasta sauces.
And you can say, this soup is so thick and hearty, or I don't like chewy meat. I prefer it tender.
Tender means soft and easy to chew. It's the opposite of tough.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about cooking methods. These are the different ways to prepare food.
Common cooking methods include bake, roast, grill, fry, steam, boil, and sauté.
And you can say, I usually bake chicken in the oven with herbs, or I love grilling vegetables in the summer.
That sounds so delicious. You can also say, I steam my vegetables to keep them healthy and crunchy.
Crunchy is a fun texture word. It means a satisfying snap when you bite into something.
Exactly. Now, how do you share recipes with friends?
You can say, I have a wonderful recipe for chocolate chip cookies. I would love to share it with you.
Or, my grandmother has a secret recipe for the best apple pie in the world.
Secret recipe. That is such a charming phrase. It makes the food sound extra special.
Exactly. And you can say, could you send me the recipe for that soup? It was absolutely amazing.
That is a perfect way to compliment someone's cooking and ask for the recipe at the same time.
Exactly. Now, how do you compliment a chef or a host?
You can say, this meal is absolutely delicious. You have to give me the recipe. Or, everything is so flavorful. You're a really talented cook.
And you can say, I could eat this every single day. It's that good.
That is such a warm and genuine compliment. Now, what about discussing food allergies and preferences?
Yes, you can say, I am allergic to peanuts, so I cannot eat anything with nuts in it.
Or, I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat any meat or fish. Or, I'm trying to eat less sugar these days for health reasons.
Those are very polite ways to share your food preferences. Now, how do you talk about trying new food when traveling?
I love trying local dishes whenever I travel. It's the best way to experience a new culture.
Or, I'm a little nervous to try that, but I'm very adventurous with food.
Adventurous is a great word for someone who loves trying new things.
And you can say, I'm a picky eater, so I tend to stick to what I know.
Picky eater means someone who doesn't like many foods. It's a very common phrase.
Exactly. Now, Emily, I think it's time for us to slow down and look at our pocket words.
Everybody, it's time for our favorite vocabulary spotlight, pocket words.
Enthusiasm. These are 4 super useful words from today's food and cooking episode that you can put right into your mental pocket and use in your next food conversation.
I'm ready, Mark. What is our very first pocket word today?
Our first word is ingredient. Let's say that one more time for the ear. Ingredient.
An ingredient is any single food item that you use to make a dish. Flour, sugar, eggs, and butter are all ingredients.
For example, you could say, the secret ingredient in this soup is a little bit of ginger, or I always keep fresh ingredients in my fridge.
That is a perfect example. What is our second pocket word, Mark?
Our second word is recipe. Let's repeat that together. Recipe.
A recipe is a set of instructions for making a particular dish. It includes the ingredients and the steps to prepare it.
Right. You might say, could you share the recipe for that cake? It was incredible. Or, I'm looking for a new recipe to try this weekend.
That is so useful. What is our third pocket word today, Mark?
Our third word is craving. Let's say it again. Craving.
A craving is a very strong feeling of wanting to eat a specific food. It often happens suddenly.
For example, I have a huge craving for pizza tonight, or I always get chocolate cravings in the afternoon.
That is a very relatable word. What is our fourth and final pocket word, Mark?
Our fourth word is leftovers. Let's repeat that. Leftovers.
Leftovers are the food that remains uneaten after a meal. You can save them and eat them later, usually within a few days.
You could say, I am having leftovers for lunch today. Or, we had so much food last night. We will be eating leftovers all week.
Those are 4 incredible words that will make your food conversations sound delicious and natural. Now that we have these great words in our pocket, Mark, let's polish up our sentences.
Oh yes, it is time for our next fun segment, Smooth It Out.
This is where we take a simple learner sentence and upgrade it so it sounds much smoother, more natural, and just like a native speaker.
Curious. Let's look at our first learner sentence today. Imagine a friend asks what you ate and you say, I eat rice and chicken. How can we smooth that out?
I eat rice and chicken is grammatically fine, but it sounds very basic. Let's add some flavor and detail.
To sound more natural, you can say, I had grilled chicken with steamed rice and a side salad for dinner. Or, I made a delicious chicken and rice bowl with fresh vegetables.
I made a delicious chicken and rice bowl with fresh vegetables. That sounds so much more vivid and appetizing.
It really does. What about describing taste? Some learners say, it is very good taste. How do we upgrade that?
It is very good taste is grammatically off. To sound smoother, you can say, it tastes amazing. Or, this dish is absolutely delicious. I love the flavors.
This dish is absolutely delicious. I love the flavors. That sounds so much more expressive.
Exactly. And let's do one more. What if a learner wants to ask for the recipe and says, give me how to make this food?
Give me how to make this food is awkward. To smooth it out, you can say, could you share the recipe for this dish? Or, I would love the recipe for this. It is so good.
I would love the recipe for this. It is so good. That sounds so warm and genuine.
Yes, small upgrades like those make a huge difference.
And now it is time to put everything together.
That's right, everyone. It is time for our real-life practice conversation.
In this dialogue, Mark and I will role-play a realistic conversation between 2 coworkers chatting about their weekend cooking plans. Notice how we use today's phrases, vocabulary, and pocket words in action.
I will be the curious foodie coworker, and Emily will be the enthusiastic home cook. Let's listen. Hey, Emily, I could smell something amazing from your desk at lunch. What did you bring in?
Oh, that was my grandmother's special lasagna. I've been craving it all week, so I finally made a big batch last night.
That smells incredible. Did you bake it in the oven?
Yes, I baked it for about 45 minutes. The secret ingredient is a little bit of fresh basil from my garden.
That is so impressive. I could never bake like that. I usually just fry eggs or boil pasta.
Well, cooking is just practice. What do you usually cook on weekends?
Honestly, I'm a pretty simple cook. I tend to stick to grilled chicken and steamed vegetables.
That sounds very healthy. Do you ever try new recipes?
I'm trying to be more adventurous with food these days. I found a great Thai curry recipe online that I want to try this weekend.
That sounds delicious. I would love the recipe for that. I'm a big fan of spicy food.
I'll send it to you tonight. The flavors in that recipe are absolutely amazing. It's the perfect balance of spicy and savory.
I had you at spicy. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Well, you're welcome to come over on Sunday and try it with us. There'll be plenty of leftovers.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. I'll bring some dessert.
And cut. Wow, Emily, that was such a warm and appetizing conversation.
Thank you, Mark. And to all of our amazing listeners, see how a few sensory details can make any food conversation come alive in English.
You don't need to be a chef to talk about food. Just share what you eat, how you cook, and one dish you love.
That is the perfect recipe for a great food conversation.
That is the absolute truth. You're going to sound like a confident foodie in no time.
Thank you so much for spending your time learning with us today.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to Emily Teaching English, give this video a big thumbs up, and leave us a comment telling us your favorite dish to cook at home.
Keep practicing your English every single day, cook something delicious, share it with someone you love, and we'll see you right back here next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.